Alright, good morning. Okay, so I'm recording this thing again. So it's a guide on how to perform complete lab assignment 3. So what we're looking at is lab assignment 3, which is this one here on Moodle. You can open it up. Please read the assignment brief carefully. Again, it's the same thing. You are required to plan out the assignment first before you start. What we want to do this time around is animate a ball with tail going through its motion. You can add personality to it. It's due in 1 week, although I think perhaps it will be extended more than 1 week. Anyway, you got to show overlapping action. Must show an understanding of overlapping action. That's one of the other principles. Also, all the other stuff that we learned earlier: timing, spacing, arcs, squash, and stretch. Follow the frame limit of 100 to 200. Make sure you use 960 times 540. Follow the video standardization. These are the 3 things you need to submit. Make sure you name it properly as well. These are the rubrics, so I'm not going to go on for too long. Use this character rig. Okay, it's the one called triplet ball rig. So I've downloaded the folder and it's here. And let me just set up my projects. Here's another good tip as well. If you're working on your computer, perhaps it's best to create a project. So you can go to File, Project Window, and I'm gonna say a new one, and I'll say this is my lab assignment 3. Okay, cool. And then I click accept, and then I'm gonna go and find that directory again. So I open up Windows Explorer, paste this here, and I can see under projects I have lab assignment 3 here. Click that, open. We know that we need our rig, so let's go back to the downloads folder. I'm gonna cut this and save it here inside the projects folder. I'll put it in as assets, so I'll just put it here, character rigs to use. Let me just extract it very quickly, and that one as well. Alright, so we have the triplet ball rig. Let me just delete all this. And there it is. Now, going back to Maya, you can actually open up this file. Go to open, and let's find it. It's contained in assets, triplet ball rig. Just go inside and that's it. Open it up. Do not save. Alright, so I have my rig here. This is gonna be tough on me because my computer is a bit slow, so just bear with me. So this is what you need to do. First things first, let's just save the file, because you don't want to overwrite on the rig, can? Just in case you mess up the rig and you need to open it again. So I'm gonna go to File, Save Scene As, and I'll put it inside Scenes, and I will call this I'll say today's work, perhaps 17/07/11, and I'll call it lab 3 version 1. I like to use ASCII, so I'll save it in ASCII. Save as. Continue. Right, cool. Right. Right. First things first, we need to understand our rig. Now, what you can do is, if you notice, this is a better rig than what we had before. If you notice, it's made up of controls, and this is one control. This is another control. This is another control. Here's the squash controller top. Here's another control, squash controller bottom, and we have our main control, which we use to select things and move it around. Okay, let's study it one by one. Let's start with the main ball controller, which are these arrow things, that yellow arrows going in all directions. So I can select it, and it says main ball controller. Let's see what it can do. Basically, it can make the ball go up and down. move it around. You can also rotate it however way you want. You can also scale it if you wish to make it bigger. I'm not gonna do that. Let me just undo. If you scroll down, you'll see that you have other attributes. So it's under extra attribute, you see that there's a bunny tail, there's a fox tail, which allows you to change it into a fox tail. You can change it also to a cat tail, or maybe no tail. I'm just gonna leave it to fox tail for now. Now what you need to really look at it as well is, if you notice with the fox tail, there's one, there's the fox tail controller R1, R2, R3, and also R4. So that means there's 4 controls for the fox tail. Whereas if you change it to bunny tail, you'll notice that it's only R1, R2, and also R3. So what that means is there's less controls for the tail if you were to use the bunny tail instead of the fox tail. So that's one thing to note. Let's just select this one at the top here first. Also, you notice that this one is called squash controller top. What can it do? Just like our squash and stretch ball, it allows you to squash a ball up and down from the top. Whereas this one here at the bottom, that's called, you gotta carefully select it. Let me just, okay, hold on. It's that one there. It says squash controller bottom. So that allows you to squash it from the bottom. Same thing, it's just from the bottom. Now let's study this ones here. And for that, I'm going to go into my 4 views. And I'll go to the front view, press 5. Because we are animating still in side view, if you read the assignment brief, you'll notice that I still want it to be in side view. Of your work in side view, okay? So things has to be still in side view. We're not working in perspective yet. Not yet. So if you select the tail control 1, you'll see that you're able to rotate it. Like so. And you can select the second one and rotate it as well. And the third one and rotate it as well. This way you can get all sorts of shapes. For instance, I say I want it to be like a S shape with a tail. So I can do something like that. And probably select the last part and turn it the other way. So you have a nice flowing S shape if you want it. Whenever you mess up the tail and you want it to go back to default, you can select all of them and zero out this value. You get the normal tail again. Now with tails also, it's nice that you can also select more than one. So I can select this control 1, I press Control Shift, it turns into a plus button. I can select the next one, select the next one, and then I can actually rotate it like so. So what you get is you get increments in terms of the tail rotations, and that's a useful thing to have. For instance, you're trying to make the tail move in one go like that. Alright, cool. I think I will stop here, but before I stop, I'm going to set up my camera. So let me just check everything is right. I'll go to render settings, go down here, it's 640 480. I don't want that. Again, render settings can be found inside Windows, rendering editors, render settings there, or you can press a shortcut here. So I'll just click that one. Let's go down and let's choose, hold on, where is it? Image size. Let's choose under image size, let's choose HD 540, that one. So we have a nice 960 540 aspect ratio. Please make sure that you have this and click close. Let's open up the camera. So I'm gonna select camera. I'll go down to display options. Make sure resolution is checked. Because I have a small screen, I might set this to number like 1.5 or maybe 1.4 will do. 1.3 is okay as well. Yep, that's good. And before I move on, tell you what, I want to create another view of this. So I'll go to view, create camera from view, and it's gonna create a new camera for me, which is called this one, front. So I'll just rename that as shot. So that's my shot. And I'll tear off this copy, tear off a copy. So I have my shot here. And this one I'll keep it as front, like normal, so that I can navigate. This one doesn't change whenever I navigate, and I'll just uncheck that. Oh, I also need a floor, so let me just minimize this. Let's get a floor. So you can do this very quickly. Just place the floor right down there. Cool. Let's extend that. See how big I want it. Maybe that's a good size. Yep, seems okay. Alright, where is my shot? It's that one there. Alright, let's just uncheck this. Let's just uncheck NURBS surfaces. So I have a nice thing there. Also, maybe I should put my floor inside a layer. So I'll go to channel box layer editor, press that icon, so it's gonna put it inside a layer. I'll call this floor, save, and I'll just lock it. That way I won't accidentally select the floor. What else we need to check? Of course, we need to check our preferences. So let's go to Windows setting preferences. Go to settings, make sure we're animating 24 frames per second. Let's set everything here. Auto key is on, key all, attributes, weighted tangents is on. For now, I'll keep it linear, and everything is okay here. Time slider, let's just change the key tick size to that. Make sure playback speed is real time, 24 frames per second. Make sure you click save. Cool. Are we ready to go? I think we are. And for that, I will stop the video here and continue in the next one. Alright, thanks.